Strategy is not just about planning the future, it's about positioning yourself to win in it. Welcome to Module 6, Business Principles, Chapter 3, What Strategy is and Why It's Important. This chapter is fundamental to understanding how organizations think, compete, and succeed over the long term. For security professionals, strategy is not a separate concept. It is directly linked to how we align security functions with business objectives. In this session, we will explore what strategy really means, how it differs from day-to-day actions, and why it is essential for creating long-term value. This understanding will help you think beyond operations and contribute at a more strategic level within your organization. Strategy is built on enduring principles that remain relevant even as technology and the external environment continue to evolve rapidly. As highlighted by Michael Porter, while industries may change due to innovation and disruption, the core principles of strategy remain constant. These principles guide organizations in making deliberate choices about where to compete and how to win. Strategy provides direction, focus, and consistency. It ensures that decisions are not reactive, but aligned with a long-term vision. Without a clear strategy, organizations risk drifting, reacting to short-term pressures rather than building sustainable advantage. With strategy, they are able to maintain clarity, prioritize effectively, and create lasting impact. Strategy serves as the foundation of competitive success in any organization. It goes beyond financial outcomes and requires a balanced understanding of all stakeholders, including employees, customers, suppliers, and the broader community. Organizations operate in environments filled with competing demands, limited resources, changing customer expectations, and evolving risks. Strategy helps in balancing these competing priorities and making informed choices. As economic conditions shift from stability to uncertainty, strategy becomes even more critical. It provides a structured way to navigate ambiguity, respond to change, and still maintain a clear direction. Ultimately, organizations that succeed are those that continuously refine their strategy to remain relevant and competitive. The concept of strategy has its roots in military thinking, where it referred to the planning and direction of large-scale operations to achieve victory. In a business context, strategy focuses on achieving a unique and sustainable position in the market. It is about making deliberate choices that differentiate an organization from its competitors. It is important to distinguish between strategy and tactics. Tactics are short-term, action-oriented steps, while strategy provides the overall direction and framework within which those actions are taken. Strategy also ensures alignment. Every action, decision, and resource allocation must support the organization's broader goals. A key point to remember is that budgeting is not strategy. A budget becomes strategic only when it is aligned with clearly defined objectives and long-term goals. Without that alignment, it is simply financial planning without direction. This slide highlights several important characteristics of strategy. First, strategy provides direction and clarity, helping organizations communicate their vision and future goals effectively. Second, it reflects what leaders understand about their organization, its capabilities, and its external environment. This awareness shapes strategic decisions. Third, strategy forms the basis for decision-making. It guides choices, priorities, and actions across all levels of the organization. Finally, strategy involves resource allocation, deciding where to invest time, money, and effort to achieve the greatest impact. Together, these elements show that strategy is not just a plan on paper. It is a practical framework that guides actions, decisions, and resource use in a consistent and purposeful way. At its core, strategy is about competing differently, not just competing harder. Success does not come from doing the same things better, but from doing different things or doing similar things in a unique way. Organizations create a competitive advantage by developing distinct activities, capabilities, and resources that set them apart. This uniqueness is what allows them to deliver value that competitors cannot easily replicate. Sustainable success depends on maintaining this differentiation over time, even as external conditions change. Therefore, strategy is not a one-time exercise. It is an ongoing process of defining, refining, and protecting what makes an organization truly unique in the marketplace. Strategy is not a single decision. It is a structured management process. It begins with defining the organization's vision, mission, and values, which set the overall direction and purpose. Next comes setting objectives, translating intent into measurable outcomes. Organizations then craft strategy, deciding how to achieve these objectives, followed by execution, where plans are implemented effectively. Finally, continuous monitoring and adaptation ensure that the strategy remains relevant in a changing environment. This end-to-end process ensures that strategy is not static, but dynamic and continuously evolving. Vision, mission, and values form the foundation of strategy, often described as a three-legged stool. The vision statement defines the long-term aspiration, what the organization ultimately aims to become. The mission statement explains the organization's purpose, what it does, who it serves, and how it delivers value. Core values guide behavior and decision-making, shaping the organization's culture and ethical framework. All three must be aligned. If one is weak or inconsistent, the entire strategic foundation becomes unstable. Strong alignment ensures clarity, consistency, and long-term organizational success. Objectives and goals translate strategy into measurable results. Effective objectives are clear and follow the SMART principle. They are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Strong objectives drive performance by improving market position, enhancing customer satisfaction, and strengthening competitive advantage. They also provide a benchmark for evaluating progress. Ultimately, objectives ensure that strategy moves beyond ideas into actionable and measurable outcomes. Effective strategy depends on understanding both the external and internal environment. External analysis identifies opportunities and threats in the market, such as competition, trends, and external risks. Internal analysis focuses on strengths and weaknesses, including capabilities, resources, and organizational limitations. Together, these analyses provide a complete picture, helping organizations make informed strategic choices. A balanced approach ensures that strategy is both realistic and competitive. The SWOT framework combines internal and external analysis into a single strategic tool. Strengths are internal advantages that support performance. Weaknesses are internal limitations that may hinder success. Opportunities are external factors that can be leveraged for growth. Threats are external risks that must be managed or mitigated. SWOT helps organizations align their capabilities with external conditions, enabling better strategic decisions and prioritization. Crafting strategy is a deliberate and collaborative process. It involves making key choices about where to compete and how to create value. Organizations may pursue strategies such as cost leadership, focusing on efficiency, differentiation, offering unique value, or focus strategies, targeting specific market segments. Functional areas, including security, play a critical role by supporting and enabling these strategies. Ultimately, the goal of strategy is to achieve a sustainable competitive advantage, delivering superior value while managing risks effectively. Having a strategy is not enough. Success depends on effective implementation. This requires building the right organizational capacity, ensuring that people, processes, and resources are aligned with strategic priorities. It also demands disciplined execution, where plans are translated into consistent actions across the organization. Finally, strong leadership and culture are essential. Leaders must communicate the strategy clearly, align teams, and create accountability. Without proper implementation, even the best strategies fail to deliver results. Strategy is not static, it evolves over time. Organizations must continuously adapt to changes in markets, competition, and technology. We see three types of strategy evolution. Intended strategy is the original plan. Emergent strategy develops as organizations respond to unexpected changes. Realized strategy is what actually gets implemented in practice. Successful organizations are those that can adapt their strategy while staying aligned with their core objectives. In a dynamic environment, adaptability is critical. Organizations operate under constant uncertainty, where risks and opportunities evolve rapidly. Growth is essential for survival, but it must be supported by the ability to adapt to changing conditions. An effective strategy is one that remains flexible and responsive, allowing organizations to adjust without losing direction. Adaptive strategies ensure long-term resilience and sustained performance. A successful strategy must pass three key tests. First, the fitness test. It must align with the organization's internal capabilities and external environment. Second, the competitive advantage test. It must create a clear and sustainable advantage over competitors. Third, the performance test. It must deliver measurable results, including profitability, growth, and long-term success. Strategies that meet all three criteria are more likely to succeed in competitive environments. Competitive advantage is at the heart of strategy. It means creating value in a way that competitors cannot easily replicate. The VRIN framework helps evaluate this advantage. Resources must be valuable, contributing directly to customer value. They must be rare, not widely available to competitors. They should be inimitable, difficult to copy. And they must be non-substitutable, meaning no alternatives can easily replace them. Organizations that build and sustain VRIN resources achieve long-term competitive success. As we conclude, strategy is about creating and sustaining competitive advantage through clear direction, informed decisions, and effective execution. It integrates vision, objectives, analysis, planning, and continuous adaptation into a structured management process. Organizations that succeed are those that align strategy with execution and continuously evolve with changing environments. In a world of constant change, it is not the strongest who succeed, but those who adapt their strategy with clarity and purpose. Thank you for being part of this session. I encourage you to continue with the detailed chapters to strengthen your understanding and master strategic thinking for your CPP journey.